Okay, what's up? We're talking about translations today. When we think translations, we want to think slide. Okay, we're changing our position. So translations is the transformation that changes positions. We're going to stay congruent. So the size doesn't change, the shape doesn't change. Okay, just the location changes with translations. Slide, think of that SL right in the middle, slide. Okay, so here we go. Let's look at this. What is happening? A translation is a transformation that moves every point of a figure in the same, figure the same distance in the same direction. Okay, so we move all of the points, every point. Okay, when we do any kind of transformation, it's affecting every part of it. All right, algebraically, this is what it looks like. So we have XY. Remember, this is your pre-image or the original shape, right? Those are our original points, the XY coordinates. And then we transform it into the new image. And this time we have these additional pieces. That's what's going to move us. With our X's, we're going to move either left or right. With the Y values, we're going to move up or down because those are our vertical movements. That's where our axes are, right? Off to the side here, let's make a little note. Positive numbers for X move us to the right. For Y, it will move us up. Negative numbers for X will move us to the left, and for Y will move us down. Okay, so knowing how that shifts, and we'll see because we're adding or we're subtracting, and we'll see what that does to our values. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what this means. We have triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Okay, as soon as you see that prime notation, remember that this is the new shape. Okay, that's the new one. Is the image of triangle ABC. So this is our original. After a translation, so we're thinking slide, change the position, right, of 3 units right, okay, 3 units right, and 5 units down. So we're going down. Okay, so let's look at this and what we know about this. It gives us, we have our 2 shapes. So look, here's our original, A, B, C. Okay, that's the original. And then we have A prime, B prime, C prime. So this one is our new one, and we're figuring out, okay, that translation and what that looks like as a rule. So we have our original ordered pair here. And let's go ahead and list what the new ordered pairs are for our image. So A prime is right here. That's -1, -1. B prime is -1, -4. C prime is 2, -2. Okay, but let's look at the translation and why that created what we just did. Okay, every point, what did it say? Every point moves the same distance in the same direction. Okay, so every point. So if I started with A, I'm shift right 3. So 1, 2, 3. Right, there's my X plus 3. And then I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that changed my Y value, right? That got me to A prime. Let's look at B. I go 1, 2, 3 to the right, and then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. There's B prime. Let's do it again. I take C. 1, 2, 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's C prime. That's what a translation is. We're figuring out, okay, what do I do to my X and Y values to get to the new location. How am I sliding it? Okay, the rule for this, remember we always start the original is always xy, okay? This is what we start with. And then we create, what did we do to get to the new value? Well, what did we do? We added 3 to the x's. Oh, sorry, let me not do the parentheses there. I'm not done with my ordered pair, okay? And then our y values, we had to shift it down. So down is -5. We subtracted 5 from the y values, right? If I come up here, I could see -4 plus 3 is -1. 4 minus 5 is -1. -4 plus 3, because remember, as they're my x and my y, -4 plus 3 is -1. 1 minus 5 is -4. -1 plus 3 is 2. 3 minus 5 is -2. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're figuring out the rules. Just since these are my notes, that adding 3 tells me that go right 3. The -4 tells me, -5 says go down 5. Okay, that's what translations are. What am I adding or subtracting? How do I move? Let's look again. Graph pentagon A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, E prime. Okay, so this is going to be the new one. After a translation of 4 units right, okay, so we're going to the right 4, and 5 units down, so y is going down 5 units. Okay, so I'm just going to start with A, and I'm going to follow my rule. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my new point. There's A prime. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's B prime. C, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's C prime. D, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Just following what it told me to do, what that translation is. 1, 2, 3, 4. For E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's E prime. If I connect all those dots, there's my pentagon shifted over. Notice they're congruent. Okay, we just shifted the position. So our rule, start with the original. And we're saying, okay, well, what did we do to our values? What did we do to the coordinates to get the new coordinates? Well, we said we took our x value, so I was at -5, and I went up to -1 because I added 4. -5 plus 4 is -1. For my y value, I decreased it by 5, right? So I was at 2, and I went down to -3, so I subtract 5. There's our rule, okay? Right 4, down 5. It's going to be what we do over and over. All right, let's look at one more. The vertices, ooh, good word. Vertices, remember, means corners, okay, of triangle ABC. Our A is 2, 5, B is at 4, -3, C is at -3, 1. Okay, so it's giving me the ordered pairs. I could totally graph that right now. What are the vertices? So what are the corners of triangle A prime, B prime, C prime after the following translation? Okay, so we have X, Y, so this is our original. And then we're translating it to create the new. So this is, do I understand what's happening? Okay, so we're going to subtract 5 from X. On my graph, that would look like left 5. And then we are adding 2 to the Y coordinates. Okay, So we're adding 2, which would mean we would move up 2, shift up 2. All right, so we're going to just go ahead and we're going to make a list of the original coordinates. So A is 2, 5. B is 4, negative 3. And C is negative 3, 1. And we're going to apply the rule here that we just said. So we said subtract 5 from X, add 2 to Y. Okay, that's our rule. So let's go and do that. So all of my X's, I'm going to subtract 5 and see what that gives me. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. Negative 3 minus 5 is negative 8. Okay, and then my Y values, okay, we just did X. Now our Y's, we add 2 to the Y values. 5 plus 2 is 7. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. And 1 plus 2 is 3. There are the coordinates of my new points. I could totally like create a graph, plot those now, gives me an idea of where it moved, what's happening. But translations slide the shape to a new position. Translations slide to a new position.